Hey everybody, this is going to be a short video basically showing one of the final steps that I take when I make the LFX intake manifold spacers. This is my little mill that does all the crappy materials and whatnot that you'd like to keep out of your nice expensive mill. This is a Novacon NM135. I think I've had this for probably 4 years, maybe 5 years now. This is my first mill, and for what I use it for, it's been really good. I've done the occasional, aluminum job here and there, but 99% of the time, this thing just sticks around here so I can do these spacers. There's no coolant system on this. There's no spray mist or air blast or anything like that. I just run it dry, and I stand here with a vacuum cleaner and I suck out what I can to keep the mess from going everywhere. So anyway, this is this guy. It's warming up right now, and I'll get a new spacer on here, get it all set up. We'll machine one, put some O-rings in, and kind of explain why I do what I do and why I feel the JacFab spacer is superior from the rest that are on the market. So stick around, it'll be cool. Okay, the spindle's still warming up here, but I'm gonna go ahead and get a new spacer on. This is a very basic fixture setup that I use to hold these. At some point I'm going to redo the fixture and the cam to give me a little better accuracy, but I've been using this for several years and it's always worked very well. So if it's not broke, I try not to fix it, but at some point we're gonna need to fix it. So anyway, I'll go ahead and put a new spacer on here. Put my 2 bolts back in that hold it down. Okay, so we'll go ahead and stop this. It's been running long enough that I'm not concerned about it. It's warm. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and load our G-code file, and this is a pretty sad looking setup here, so don't judge. Let's see, this guy, I've moved this thing a couple times in the last year, so this is just kind of a temporary setup just to keep it going, and at some point I will get it set up in its permanent home. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and dry run real quick while I watch this. So as you can see here, we are dry running about I don't know, 20 thousandths above the part. So go ahead and turn up the feed rate, run it through the whole cycle. Looks good. So now we're going to actually run this while I use the vacuum cleaner to suck the chips off. Usually the vacuum does a little better job of keeping the everything clean and the chips out of the orifices, but I was trying to keep it out of the way for the camera, so hopefully you guys could actually see something. Oh boy, that's tight. So, as you can see there, LFX. That's our easy spacer. Bam. Bam. So, we'll slam some O-rings in this real quick. Call it a day. Now, this usually isn't quite the workflow that I normally do, but I've got my bag of O-rings here. And if you guys ever need these, if you buy a used spacer that doesn't come with them, or they just seem like they're no good, go ahead and contact me. I buy these usually about 100 at a time, so I get them a lot cheaper than you can generally find them for on, say, any GM parts website, from the dealer, Amazon, eBay, or anything else. So, alright, so this is your finished product here with the O-rings. If you buy one of these from a different company, they will generally send you a tube of silicone to spooge across this whole thing before it gets installed. And you gotta wait for that silicone to dry before you can drive your car. This way, these O-ring gaskets are an immediate seal. You don't have to use any silicone, make a mess, get it all over yourself or your car, and as soon as you put this on, you can go drive it, which that's the main benefit to this. The other thing that I like about these is when I was playing with this, there were several different thicknesses that were dyno tested. 1/2 inch thick, 1 inch thick, 5/8 thick, 3/4 of an inch thick. And so every spacer that I sell is 3/4 of an inch thick, because that was deemed to be the optimal thickness to where you gain the maximum amount of low to mid-range power without sacrificing anything up top. So like I've always told people, this isn't a top end gain, with the exception of the Impala, because the Impala manifold is a piece of crap and it likes the extra volume. So on an Impala you would get the power everywhere, but on like a Camaro or anything that uses this style of spacer, you gain the low to mid-range power where you need it every day when you're driving down the road, go to pass, whatever, not when you're screaming around to the grocery store at 6,000 RPM, because who does that? But anyway, that's this. So this is basically one of the final steps to the JacFab LFX intake manifold spacer. Aside from this, I'll pull these back out and I'll clean this up. We'll bag it, got to bag the hardware, print out instructions and so forth. So anyway, but this is this. If you're interested in one of these guys, feel free to jump on the website at JacFab.com. That's JACFAB, like the hat here. Anyway, but these are commonly available, and when they're not, I'm generally making more. So this is a fresh batch. I usually make 8 to 10 at a time, so they're ready to go, guys. Thanks for watching.